Welcome, folks. Today, we're taking you back to Monday, October 17, 1814, in the heart of St Giles, London, where a terrible disaster of epic proportions unfolded. It was a day that saw the streets awash with an unexpected and deadly tsunami of beer. Our story begins at the corner of Great Russell Street and Tottenham Court Road, where the Horse Shoe Brewery, operated by Meux and Company, stood tall. In 1810, this brewery installed a colossal wooden fermentation tank, towering at 22 feet in height and held together by massive iron rings. Inside, it contained the equivalent of over 3,500 barrels of brown porter ale, a beer similar to stout. Fast forward to that fateful afternoon in 1814, when disaster struck. One of the iron rings round the tank snapped, and approximately an hour later, catastrophe ensued. The tank ruptured, unleashing a torrent of hot fermenting ale with incredible force. The back wall of the brewery collapsed, and several more vats burst open, adding their contents to the chaos. In total, more than 320,000 gallons of beer surged into the area. This wasn't just any neighborhood. This was St Giles Rookery, a densely populated London slum inhabited by the destitute, prostitutes, and criminals. The beer flood reached George Street and New Street within minutes, swamping them with a tide of alcohol. The wave, standing 15 feet high, inundated the basements of two houses, causing them to collapse. In one of these houses, tragedy struck Mary Banfield and her daughter, Hannah, who were having tea at the wrong place and time. They were among the 8 victims of this bizarre incident. In the other house, an Irish wake was underway for a 2-year-old boy who had passed away the previous day. Sadly, all 4 mourners perished in the deluge. The wave also crashed into the Tavistock Arms pub, trapping the teenage barmaid, Eleanor Cooper, under the rubble. It was a day of unimaginable chaos and sorrow, and in the end, 8 lives were lost. 3 lucky brewery workers were rescued from the waist-high flood, and another miraculously pulled alive from the rubble. As strange as it may sound, this disaster resulted in a bizarre twist. With beer flowing freely in the streets, hundreds of people began collecting it in whatever containers they could find. Some even resorted to drinking it on the spot, leading to reports of a 9th victim who succumbed to alcohol poisoning days later. The bursting of the brew house walls and the fall of heavy timber materially contributed to aggravate the mischief. By forcing the roofs and walls of the adjoining houses, reported the Times on October 19, 1814. But the strange events didn't end there. Some relatives exhibited the corpses of the victims for profit. In one house, this macabre exhibition took a grim turn as the floor collapsed, under the weight of the visitors, plunging everyone into a beer-flooded cellar. The stench of beer hung in the air for months, serving as a haunting reminder of that fateful day. As for the brewery, they faced legal action, but the disaster was ultimately ruled an act of God, leaving no one directly responsible. The flood cost the brewery a staggering £23,000, equivalent to approximately £1.25 million today. However, they were able to reclaim the excise duty paid on the beer, which saved them from bankruptcy. In addition, they received compensation of $7,250 for 100,000 today for the lost beer barrels. This unique and bizarre disaster played a role in the gradual phasing out of wooden fermentation casks, which were replaced by lined concrete vats. Today, the Horse Shoe Brewery is nothing more than a memory, as it was demolished in 1922, making way for the Dominion Theatre, which now stands partly on its historic site. And there you have it, the strange and tragic tale of the Great London Beer Flood of 1814. A reminder that history is filled with events that are stranger than fiction. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing stories from the annals of history. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, stay curious.